Welcome to Into the Radius VR 2. I've never uploaded this game to my channel before, but recently I've been thinking about getting back to content creation, and so that's where this video came from. I thought about doing a challenge to myself where I'm just going to try to upload videos every day for a month, which, saying it back, that doesn't really sound like a challenge or anything like that, but I don't know. It really doesn't seem like that big of a deal in hindsight, but I've always wanted to be a content creator, and I've never been consistent, so I don't know. It's kind of like a goal to me. I never usually have goals. Very ADHD yap intro, but just be ready for that for this video. There's going to be a lot of yapping, I think. I want to yap about content creation and life and all sorts of stuff, but if you've never seen this game, this is a quick little introduction. I think I put all my gear set up over here. This is a sort of tactical survival VR game. This is like my crazy VR setup, or not VR setup, my gear setup in the game. I just recently built this 7.62 AK and put an AR stock on it. It's completely teched out, tac lights, lasers, it's even got a grenade launcher that I haven't used yet. My helmet, which, wow, I didn't realize the attention to detail in this game. You can actually see how shot to pieces it is from the damage I've taken in the game. I'm getting shot at so much, but they recently did an update where it's got night vision now, and they added the shooting range, so I figured for this first little bit I'd go to the shooting range, and that would help test the audio as well. I tried to boost it up, the audio on my mic. Oh yeah, and while I'm talking about that, the frame rate's probably going to be pretty bad for this as well. There's nothing I can really do about that. That's just kind of my setup and, like, you know, VR resources in general. It would be a lot smoother if I had a better graphics card, but who knows, if I ever start earning from making videos, then I'll be sure to invest in a better graphics card as one of the first things. This is the shooting range that they recently added, and it kind of tells you about the smooth aiming mechanic if you want to use that. I usually don't, but sometimes I do for sniping. I need to grab some magazines though, because you can come into the shooting range and test out all the guns and everything for free. And this was an update from, I don't remember when. I think it was this year or maybe like some way into last year, where now you're able to put guns together completely from scratch, basically. It doesn't go all the way down into like the details of like the trigger mechanisms, but or like the bolts or anything, but you can do a lot of mix and match and stuff. It's pretty cool. Sorry for any background noises you hear, like fans or anything. I don't have like a lot of filters or anything set up. Grab some magazines for the shooting range. This is my own personal magazine, that's why I'm not using it, because then not necessarily wasting ammo, but you know. So yeah, I wanted to talk about content creation and the fact that I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, but I've never really put any effort into it, as I said earlier, I think. Okay, gun told me it was empty, but that wasn't true when I checked the description thing. Unfortunately, the pistols are a little finicky in this, so unlike the rifles, it's very hard for me to just pull the slide back a bit to check if there's ammo in it. It's kind of all or nothing. So a lot of times you go to check and then you end up ejecting around when you didn't mean to. That time it was on purpose, because it said it was empty, but it wasn't. Like right now, if I drop the magazine out of this, yeah, see at the top there it says empty, but it's not. There's one in the chamber. Not my fault, not my fault. Yeah, I often stress about, like, never having put in the effort as a content creator. I just hit 2 targets. Still have some ammo. Okay, that was the last round. I've been watching content creators like Jinxie and To Kill and Rasco and all these different people, and I kind of just thought, like, you know, kind of tired of not putting effort into content, so that's why I wanted to have this stint of 30 days of uploads every day. I have no idea how long this video is going to end up being. Probably like pretty long, but just in case, I don't know. I like longer videos because it's something I can put on the background or like fall asleep to, or you know, I can just chill and have it on. I don't really like shorter videos for any particular reason. Sound effects always scare me. They're just like ambience, nothing's actually happening. I don't know why I say ambiance instead of ambience. I need to say ambience more, because I noticed recently I say ambiance if I'm talking about sound, and then if I say like ambient lighting, I would never say ambient lighting, you know? And then the cool thing about the range is it actually tells you where you're hitting the targets, if at all. Well, sometimes it didn't update just then. I think it's like a little finicky. Like sometimes it won't tell you. Like right now it should. Yeah, see, it shows that we hit a little low there. That one was also slightly low. Low again. A little high. Got a headshot that time. Yeah, and so this is just meant to be kind of the introduction to this game, I guess. Like I said, this is kind of my gear setup. I already talked about how this is kind of a survival tactical game. I wouldn't say it's the most realistic game, so kind of just be prepared for that. Like, some of the graphics aren't realistic, some of the enemies. But no VR game that I know of is better in terms of like all the gear and everything like that. Like, none of them lets you put together guns for the most part. The fact that they have a night vision update now with supposedly this laser that I have on my AK back in the base emits both visible and IR light, like it says, but I haven't been able to figure out. Like, usually when they say that, you would think there's two different settings, one for infrared and then one for visible light, but it seems to be the same light, which is, that's pointless as far as I can tell. There's no reason to have the visible light be the same as the invisible light. But they've got some really good setups that I want to check out. Like, for instance, I already have a G36, or not a G36, a G3. I didn't realize that you can have an integrally suppressed G3 in this, which is something I really want to try. See, this is for a compact G3. So you don't have to get a separate suppressor to attach, you can just have the suppressor already on it. Foregrip. Can I get any kind of these foregrips on this? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's the downside of running this integrally suppressed front part, is that I don't think you can have any sort of rails on the front handguard. You can't. That would be the only downside, and then you pick your different stocks and everything, and there you go. This is basically integrally suppressed MP5, which they don't have one on the wall, but it's the same sort of idea. Except this is obviously chambered in 7.6251. You can see there at the top it says it's doing 90 damage, and if we had a longer barrel or whatnot, it'd be doing like 100 damage, 150. I think even this, yeah, see the PSG one, it says it does 120. But if you attach the longest barrel, it does up to 150 damage. And pretty much the only downside of using that is the scope is not detachable. I didn't know that when I first picked it up, but yeah, you know, integrally suppressed G3, and it says its loudness is at 32, which is really good. We don't have anything to compare that to right now. Well, suppose I could actually show you something funny real quick. We go over to the Tactical 1911 and grab a suppressor for this. You can see there it says the loudness is 31. And if I go back to this, the loudness is 32. So this is only slightly louder even though it's a 7.62, because it's integrally suppressed, and that makes a difference when you're trying to keep things quiet. And the 1911 is not, but it's a pistol cartridge, a pistol caliber. Don't worry if you're getting like bored or whatever, I will do an actual mission I just like finicking around with the guns, and I don't know, I feel like most of the time I never have the freedom to just like kind of do whatever I want with the video, so I'm being really lenient with myself today. I'm gonna extend this stock out a little bit. Yeah, this is a really, really compact G3. I feel like I need to extend this out like fully. Now, I can't remember, I think in this the eye is on the left side instead of the right side, and I'm not sure how I would change that for this particular game, so it might not be right on you guys' end, but yeah, any gun nerds watching this might freak out because I don't have like proper trigger discipline. I'm not always toggling the guns on safe and everything like that in a VR game, but in real life obviously I would. And then you'll see this every now and again. This is just the save screen that shows how long I've been playing for, like 30 hours in this run so far. Very time consuming game, but that's all part of it, you know. I'm going to be putting a lot of time into this. I need to go back real quick and get in the shower in the base. That's the only kind of shower I take, obviously, the virtual ones. You know what's funny is the last time I uploaded a video, someone told me to get a job, and I was just like, I already have one, man. Should I get another job? Like, what are we talking about here? To explain one of the other aspects of the game that we need to focus on, we'll check the mission board real quick, but the first game, oops, I need to go grab my gear setup before I can show you all that. Put all that on. My tac vest and plate carrier that has all my gear, so my AK, I've got an RGO, an RGN, it's a Russian impact grenade. Those things are scary as hell. I actually need to take them to the shooting range and test them out. But before I do that, we'll get to that in just a second. There's a couple other things I need to explain about this game. So the first game got really famous because it has the Tide, which is this countdown right here. We've got 3 days and 12 hours. That's not real time, that's in-game time. If you have 3 days and 12 hours, you basically don't have to worry about anything at all. You've got all the time in the world. The in-game minutes actually pass in like a couple seconds. It's like 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds. We don't really need to worry about that right now. It's just that the important thing to know is when the timer gets low and the tide comes in, if you're caught out in the tide, it'll either kill you or send you to a random part of the map. You don't want to be caught in the tide, so you either need to be back at base where we are now, and then if I zoom out the whole map, you were at the facility. You can also be in one of these shelters, and if you're in the shelter, then you're safe from the tide as well. All the enemies, all the loot, anything that you've dropped will all be reset when the tide comes, and that's basically how the game works. It's not necessarily procedurally generated, but all of the anomalies and the gear that you can find and all that stuff, the enemy types, a lot of that stuff all varies every time the tide comes. And so in that way, it's got a lot of replayability, because you can constantly just find all sorts of new stuff. There's also multiplayer. Something I probably want to do after this series is replay the whole first game, because there's like certain stuff I never did in the first game and I actually never finished it. But yeah, I don't know. I want to play that first game again. Don't remember how many hours I put into it, but I definitely want to play it again. I don't remember this being here before. It must just be because I did a mission. And I'll quickly explain. You've got the different regions. This is the second one. The facility. The Kalasar village is the first one. I'm probably just going to call this village. You've got Romashka, which I usually just call it that. Romashka is the second area. Not quite as large as it looks on the map, as you cover a lot of ground. Like, village doesn't take any time at all to cross. And then you've got Pechorsk, which Pechorsk is absolutely deadly. There are heavily armored enemies. There are snipers, like suppressed snipers, heavy sniper rifles, machine gunners. Like, Pechorsk has all sorts of stuff. And I saw in an update recently that enemies in Pechorsk can actually use grenade launchers now. So that's not a grenade launcher. I have one on my AK that I haven't used yet, and a bunch of these grenades that I bought because I just had a ton of money and I wanted to use this stuff. So they could also use that on me. And I'm not excited to deal with that, but I will. Just before we go out and do a mission, though, I need to figure something out. Oh yeah. There's a lot to explain, so I'm going to be forgetting and going back and forth. This shows the 4 is my security level. Explorer 73 is just my name in the game. The SC is how many credits I have to buy stuff from the in-game store, because there's no like pay to win or anything. This is all from just playing the game. And then SP is my security level, which is at 99 right now. I just have to keep doing missions, and then when I reach 122, as you can see up here, I'm going to unlock the next big mission in the game, which also progresses the story somewhat. And then when we do that, it's going to be a very long, challenging, dangerous mission, but it'll unlock security level 5, which is the last one I need. And when we get that, we can get some very, very cool gear that I don't have access to right now. But I'll show that while I'm in the store. So security level 5, last one in the game, next one to unlock, will unlock the quad night vision that you see here. There's a different kind of helmet that I also can't buy yet, which is really, really, really cool. I wish I could, but they don't even let you pick it up or preview it when you're not the right security level. And then one of the only other things I'm missing is these 338 Lapua rifles, the Remington 700, and you can see up there it does 360 damage, which, as far as I know, nothing in the game is surviving a shot that high. I haven't even seen anything survive damage from my G3, which does 100 damage. And then you unlock this heavy vest at security level 5 as well. And these heavy plates, which you need a heavy vest for. My vest that I have currently cannot have these heavy plates in it, and these just have more room on the actual vest to put stuff down, which is nice. And you also have more carrying capacity and all sorts of things like that. Now, what I had talked about a little bit ago that I actually want to test. I need to keep in mind that I have, this should be an easy number to remember, 35,565. I wanted to test if, when I take a grenade to the shooting range, does it charge me for this? Because I have no idea yet. I think if I buy this, minus 300, so I'll be at 35,265, I believe. I'm kind of scared of testing these because I just don't trust throwing things in VR. Actually, as a matter of fact, I can test how far I can throw this without actually throwing it. I don't think it gets mad at you for going down the shooting range, right? I'm kind of scared of doing this, dude. I do not trust VR explosives. It's just so easy for you to just do something to yourself, you know? But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I just want to see how far I can throw this. Let me make sure I'm not gonna hit anything without the pin pulled. Okay, so not very far if I do like a weak throw like that. Need to put some oomph into it. I'm terrified of doing this, by the way. Alright, let me put some actual fucking... That was slightly better. Not that good. This is why I like throwing grenades around walls and around cover. But this is useful for testing a lot of things. I just need to know if this spends money or not when I test it. Alright. No more fooling around. We're actually gonna do it this time. That was a little scary. Let me check if that cost me any money to do. It did not, I don't think. 35,565. Yeah, that's the same amount I had. See, I was wondering about this because in the shooting range you can fill magazines like you saw me do earlier, but the grenades, there's no thing for that, you know what I mean? So I didn't know if they charge you for doing that, and I guess that means I could also test my underbarrel grenade launcher here as well. The only problem is I already paid for all my grenades, so there's no way to test it in this way. But now that we know that, I'm also going to throw the other two just to get an idea. Like I said, not really excited to do that, but, you know. We'll see if we can hit the targets with them as well. I am terrified of doing this, man. I mean, I want to see the explosion, but I also kind of want to be behind cover for this. Okay, that was a much better throw. Wow, that rolled all the way over there. That fuse takes forever. I mean, I guess that's good. Now, this is the real scary one. I actually used this in game before and didn't know that Russia uses impact grenades in real life, which is what this is. So, there's like a couple of things I want to test with this. And the real life impact grenades, if you pull the pin and immediately drop this, there's supposed to be a safety delay. Make sure that you don't actually hurt yourself with the grenade. And I am like, I don't know if I really want to test that, but we can test the impact grenade aspect. I wanna like practice my throw again. See, I feel like that would kill me. I feel like that would not work out how I wanted to. I'm so like scared of doing this, man. I need to save my game again before I throw this. And yeah, if you have any problem with me constantly saving the game, it might be better for you to just like not even tune into these, because save scumming is absolutely a part of playing Stalker or this game, and this game is based off of Stalker and Metro. But anyway. God, that's terrifying. I'm surprised I didn't hurt myself at all with that. But that's not how I'll be using them, okay? Everybody thinks you're supposed to use grenades like that, like in Call of Duty, and it's absolutely not. You use them in close quarters is the most effective way, so you will see that eventually. And I think that, personally, I think that still applies to the grenade launchers as well. I'm not going to use them just like in an open field or something like that. That actually makes no sense to do that, and generally speaking in VR I don't use them like that at all, but with all that said, let's go get an actual mission to do. Let's see. I don't think I want to do a mission in Pechorsk right now, because Pechorsk is very scary and dangerous. I can't remember what sections I've cleared out on this run since the last time the tide came in. I think I cleared out Train Yard. I don't think I cleared out Bridge. I never usually clear out Death Rift, which that's kind of a over-exaggerated name. I don't think I've cleared out Church or Village or anything. But I'm probably gonna just go and try to do like these missions here. And just kind of showcase like how the combat and everything actually looks in the game. What's the time looking like? Okay. You guys will get to see like night vision stuff, which I can put it on right now and kind of just show you in one of these darker spots here. This might be like a flashbang, so I don't know. But you'll see that it's very, very necessary to have the night vision on in game, because it's extremely dark and it's probably gonna look extreme. It's gonna look even darker on the YouTube end than it is on my end, but I also have my settings changed in the game so that what do you call it? It looks even darker than it otherwise would. I want to see what this mission is, because I keep seeing these ones for charging a supercapacitor. Yeah, see, I've never done a supercapacitor mission before at all. That's why it gives me the instruction manual. Dependence, a supercapacitor that is charged from the electrostatic anomaly. Press trigger in your free hand to pull top to expand. Move quickly through electrostatic anomaly, cause a discharge and charge it. I don't think I like this mission, but I'm not a wuss, so besides, how will I know if I don't like it if I don't try it? So I guess I just have to go to any electric anomaly, and I'm not sure which one they mean though. There's actually multiple, at least 2 different kinds of electro anomalies in the game. And I'll try to explain like some of the other gear and everything and how it works in this game, but there's a lot to know and a lot to understand, so you're kind of just gonna have to bear with me. I think I'll do this mission. Take the terminal evacuation device, the TED. And then all we need to do is get these missions done before this timer runs down and the tide comes, like I was talking about earlier. And before I do that, I need to check my gear setup. So It says I have 20 of 30 rounds right now in my AK. You'll see me opening this menu to see at the top there. It says 20 of 30 rounds. And so I'm going to fill all my magazines with this ammo box that I had. Actually, this would be a good time to show you one of the other things they put in the game that is very, very useful, but I don't have it out in the field. I'll have to manually refill the magazines. So I'll just show you. Whoops, accidentally crouched. I think I was in here briefly. This is where all my gear is. Not going to explain every single gun, but if people want that to be a video where I talk about all the gear I have lying around, then I will. I mean, there's tons of stuff, everything you can see. I think I have 2 different mags to talk about. Yeah, okay, this only has 1 round. So we'll put that in there. And then this is my other one. So you can manually refill the magazines. This always used to be the way. And for the sake of game convenience, you can auto refill them like that and just hold down the button and it'll do it. Or if I take this back out, put this in that magazine filler, which I'll show you in just a second, and then manually grab the round. If you want true realism, you can take and individually load each and every round into the magazines. But the only reason I don't do that is, like I said, that's a huge pain in the ass. It's the same reason you wouldn't do it in real life. It's because it just takes forever. Or you can have a magazine like that one with only 1 round in it, and they recently added these ammo fillers, so all you do is put the ammo box in the magazine, press down on it, and there we go. That is a full magazine now. So any other magazine I have on my gear setup here that's not full, I'm going to fill. Those are for a different gun. I'm just carrying them around just cuz. And then it looks like all my AK mags are full. I'll just take the remaining 24 and put it back in this little ammo pouch that's underneath a mask. We'll talk about that another time. This is just a little plushie that I have. This is ammo for my sniper rifle. I haven't talked about this yet, so this is actually a Mosin Nagant, just with modern furniture on it. It's magazine fed. I've got a very high power zoom scope on there, which again, I don't think you guys are going to be able to see that, but I'll try to change it so that it's actually aiming down the sights if it's not. I didn't double check in the recording if it was or if it wasn't, but I'll fix that another time if it's not fixed. And I need to put back this Glock, because I already have a pistol, a 1911. Excuse me. I'm going to quickly fill that. Oops. I don't think I'm actually going to take these other magazines that I have with me, because it's kind of annoying just to have random magazines. These are for my Rosa right here. I don't even have room on my wall anymore for anything. It's completely full. Yeah, this is my AKM. So this is chambered in Russian 7.62 by 39. Pretty hard hitting rifle, and then I just have that topped off with a red dot. Again, don't know if you can see it, but... And then like I said, I went fancy and put an AR stock on there instead, and it's got completely different handguard furniture than the normal one, and a suppressor. Very tricked out. And then like I said, my 1911 Tactical, we've got tack light on that, high contrast raised sights that are perfect for the suppressor. The AK also has huge big tack light on it, and that same laser setup that we talked about earlier. And then I already explained the Mosin. That's pretty much my whole gear setup. I'll explain anything else I need to as we're going. So I already filled this, right? Did I check all my magazines for the pistol? I don't use it that often, but just in case.